We can't imagine our homes ever being abandoned. Our cities empty as nature slowly reclaims what we stole. But one day, all that we know will be abandoned. Don't believe us? Neither did the people who once lived in the places on this list. Take a trip with us into the past for a look into our future while we explore 10 abandoned places you have to see to believe. New to Babbletop? Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe for more unbelievable content. Oradour, France. World War II is arguably the darkest moment in human history. Most of the world was fighting for freedom, but many more individuals were fighting for their lives. On the 10th of June 1944, that fight ended for 642 residents of the town of Oradour-sur-Glane in France. On that day, men, women, and children were executed by Nazi forces, and to this day, no one knows why. The martyr village stands untouched, falling into decay, as the world leaves it standing as a memory to the people who lost their lives that day. As solemn as any concentration camp, the entire village shows just how unexpected the attack was, as everything is exactly as the inhabitants left it. Everything looks almost as though the people will come back at any minute, ready to start their day again. Kolmanskop, Namibia. In the early 1900s, thousands of German families moved to Kolmanskop in search of their fortunes during the diamond craze. And people found diamonds. The miners would return home with their pockets bulging, and soon the homes grew grander. A theater and casino popped up, and the town became bigger and bigger. More respectable folks joined the miners, and soon the town boasted a school, ballroom, and hospital were formed and established. In fact, it was the home of Africa's first tram. Everything looked bright for Kolmanskop, and then war broke out. The diamonds dried up, and finally, the town breathed its last. Last one out, closed the door. While some of the beautiful homes are being restored, there won't be enough time until this once rich little town will be totally reclaimed by the desert. Chernobyl, Ukraine. There were once more than 16,000 people living in the 30 kilometers that surrounded the Chernobyl plant in northern Ukraine, but then one day, the plant exploded, and the site was cordoned off because of radiation. Now, Chernobyl and the few surrounding towns are eerily abandoned. Entire villages with no people, but lives left behind. You can see the houses and furniture all abandoned in the rush that followed those haunting warning sirens. In the years since, some have found the pullback toward home irresistible, and now a few of the former inhabitants thrive where they shouldn't. It turns out that not even a radioactive explosion could keep these babushkas away. Wonderland Park, Beijing. This abandoned Chinese amusement park is exponentially more eerie because it is a sad vision of what could have been a place of laughter and amusement, but it never was. Construction was halted in 1998 because of a dispute over land prices. Touted as Asia's biggest amusement park, the park was never finished. Now half-finished castles stand on land that was supposed to be entertaining thousands of children. Finished roller coasters wait, ready to delight the masses, but in actuality will be demolished before they ever fulfill their purpose. What makes all of this worse is the fact that it will all be gone soon, with the attractive sights never experienced by anyone. There is something sad about something that was once used being abandoned, but there's something equally sad about something with so much potential being lost to the world. Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Once one of the 7 wonders of the world, Angkor Wat is the world's largest religious monument. It spans an area 4 times larger than the Vatican and is grander than anything left behind by ancient Greeks and Romans. The abandoned city tells the story of immense wealth and infrastructure, while the temple itself was the creation of some unknown Michelangelo. Recent discoveries show that one of the temples housed about 60 tons of gold. But despite the vast riches of the city, disaster was about to strike. The hydraulic water system was failing under immense pressure, and a season of floods was on its way. The floods struck, the city's water system failed, and the kings relocated to a new capital city, leaving behind hauntingly desolate visions of the past. Bodiam Castle, England. Bodiam Castle in Sussex, England is the real thing. It is an actual medieval castle with a moat, spiraling staircases, and thin windows. You can almost see the dashing knight storming out of the castle on a quest to find the Holy Grail. The castle was built by an actual knight during the 100 Years' War, and is an architectural delight. Thousands of visitors flock to it every year with visions of grandeur and historic beauty filling their minds. They are never disappointed. From the lush gardens to the tall towers, you can live yourself into the history of the building, and almost imagine imagine the lives that were spent in the comfortable castle. Unfortunately, not even this gorgeous building is immune to age, and most of the interior has collapsed, although some inner rooms have been preserved. Michigan Central Station, Detroit. Michigan Central Station is a monument that perfectly sums up Detroit's stellar rise to industrial power and its sad tumble into economic depression. It's a testament to how much the automobile industry gave Detroit, but how quickly it was all taken away. At one stage, thousands passed through the building every day, but now it stands empty. Tourists and graffiti artists flock to the building, which at 18 stories tall still cuts an impressive figure. There have been rumors about restoring the building, but who knows whether the building will taste its former grandeur or fade away into obscurity. Krakow, Italy. This was once a bustling city that was built from a mountain. Today, the abandoned homes stare at passerbys with dark, empty eyes. It was once a monastic center with churches, plazas, universities, and castles. With people settling into the town for a full and engaging lifestyle, Krakow called to many with a spiritual and educational interest. Monks chanting and university students running amok was an everyday way of life for the population, and it managed to thrive for centuries. It couldn't last, though, and soon reality caught up to the happy residents of this little town. Earthquakes caused by the unstable clay on which the town is built resulted in regular earthquakes and landslides. The citizens fought hard to keep their homes, but finally the last citizens had to leave in the early 1960s. The ghost town still retains its beauty, however, and has housed many movie shoots such as the car chase scene in James Bond: Quantum of Solace. Hashima Island, Japan. If you watched the 2012 Bond film Skyfall, you know all about this mysterious island that serves as a lair to the evil Raul Silva. But what you probably don't know is the tragic story behind this eerie slab of rock. Hashima Island was once the most densely populated place on the planet, and it was estimated that there were 139,100 people per square meter. But what could drive all these people from their homes? What could be so terrible to drive entire families from their apartments? Put simply, rapid industrialization. The thriving mining community who lived there lost out to the petroleum industry, and within weeks, the entire island was left abandoned. What was once a bustling hive of activity is now a lifeless piece of rock decorated with forgotten tombstones. Passing by it, you might be a little curious about the grave buildings, but even the decrepit facade couldn't give you a full history of the illegal forced labor, forgotten childhoods, and hundreds of homes abandoned overnight. El Hotel del Salto, Colombia. Built to house the wealthy visitors of the Tequendama Falls in Colombia, this magnificent hotel has now been abandoned to the ghosts of the past. Built right on the edge of the cliff, visitors were promised a breathtaking view along with luxury service. The world's rich and powerful retreated to this travel destination, and over the years it became a must-see. And then the steady march of progress caused the Bogota River to become disgustingly polluted. The rich lost interest and traveled to cleaner pastures, and the hotel was forced to close. Since then, the building was left to the sad process of urban decay, until it was turned into a museum of biodiversity and culture. And that's our list. We know we couldn't name them all, so help us out and tell us about your favorite abandoned wonder. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, valued viewers.